Hi, doing? This is Mitesh with Uppteam, and I'm here in Ahmedabad, India, with Craig Sommers of Doherty Sommers Architects and Engineers out of Jacksonville, Florida. And we're having a discussion about everything. So Craig is one of our long-term clients. He's an architect. So Craig, you're here in India. You flew all the way from Jacksonville. So first of all, thank you.
Thank you.
And tell me a little bit about your experience in India so far.
Well, my experience in India has been tremendous. We've been treated very, very well. Both from, from your team and you hosting us has been tremendous. We've attended a wedding of one of our associates from our office who got married here in Delhi. And we had multiple days of festivities that my wife and I were able to enjoy. We've had tremendous food and just have really interesting, wonderful experience.
That's awesome. So best food you've eaten so far?
Oh, goodness.
Favorite?
My favorite? Wow. I don't know if I can. It's
sweet or spicy? Let's put it.
Well, I'm more of a sweet guy.
Okay.
I will admit to that. And the desserts have been plentiful.
Yeah, there's a lot of variations.
They have been just amazing.
Cool.
The desserts have, both at the wedding and in the hotels and everywhere have been great.
Yeah.
My wife has thoroughly enjoyed the fact that there's so much vegetarian variety.
That's right. She's vegan.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, yes, vegans to be more specific. So she is really, enjoying that aspect of our trip.
Okay, great.
So, we've had a great time. We've gotten to see some of the local architecture.
Yeah.
Like the Lotus Temple. We got to visit and had some, interesting experiences with people, positive experiences with people who were local.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so you've seen a little bit of the construction going up in India.
Yes.
And any differences that you see?
Yes. It's a good thing OSHA does not exist here, or everybody would be fined out of business. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
But it's different. But if it works, I guess it works.
For me, it makes me a little crazy every time I see it, because there's not a lot of safety regulations. But these buildings go up super fast.
Right.
A lot of concrete construction, and then they go up pretty fast. So,
and I enjoy the fact that, you guys have lax, building code, accessibility code issues.
Yeah.
Because, obviously we have the American with Disabilities Act, the ADA, which plays a very heavy-handed role in our work. And, to the point where, our projects, do get an ADA inspection upon completion.
Yeah.
And so sometimes they pass, and sometimes the contractor is, missed, something, grab bar by half an inch and has to, move it.
Cool.
You guys certainly, maybe it's liberating not have to do that.
Yeah.
And you get to have a little bit of distance.
So, DSAE, what type of work do you guys do in Florida? Is it just in Florida, or you guys?
No, we're in all of the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic states.
Okay.
We're licensed in Florida and Georgia and Alabama, North and South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland. And then me personally, I'm also licensed in New Hampshire and Utah.
Yeah.
So we have a range of projects in geographical areas we reach out to. We're doing, the type of projects like we're doing convenience stores for a company out of the Carolinas, and they keep us busy. And but we follow some of our other local corporate clients like Witt's Frozen Custard through South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. So we've done a lot.
So you have like a lot of multiple work.
So yes, we do, and also there's been other restaurant chains we have done the same thing with, which is why we've expanded up through the Mid-Atlantic states like that.
Great. Great. So cool. So you've been working with us now for 5 or 6 years. Thank you so much, by the way. That's amazing. One of our first clients, and I remember meeting you and Karen in the office, and we talked about this. And so maybe tell me some of the challenges you had working with the team up front, because it's definitely a different way of working.
It is. Let me start by saying, some of the positive things,
Sure.
that I really, are great. Sometimes the turnaround times on things is phenomenal. I mean, I know the team, and there are things that, you can sense over the course of time that they really want to impress me, and they will work really hard. I sometimes I think you have them working here 24/7. Or sometimes it feels that way because they want to turn things around to me really fast, and and they'll render a building, they'll put it in, into Revit and render it with Lumion, and man, they're a thing. I'm impressed. And there is an animation that the team did for me a number of years ago.
Yeah.
For the mosquito educational building that we did. Down in St. Johns County, Florida.
Uh-huh.
And it's on our website. It's been on our website for probably 3 or 4 years now. And I use it as a teaching tool when I go to schools and talk about architecture.
Wow.
And and that is one of the go-to things. I always bring up that, I put that animation on, and at least it keeps the kids quiet for 3 or 4 minutes, but it's a very well done animation. I know obviously we've, technology has got improved over the last few years, but
yeah,
for what that was going back 4 years from, that was tremendous. And like I said, it's held up, and if you actually saw the building, you would see, a lot of similarities in the finished product to what that rendering was. Over the animation, not just the renderings, but the animation of the interior. So
pretty cool.
It's really, the team did a really great job, and like I said, it's held up well.
That's great. Which team members do you work with?
I work with Bargov and Asta, and primarily,
that's probably your point of contact.
Those are my point of contact people.
Okay.
And they have been, like I said, really helpful. They really want to, I know they really want to do a great job, which is great.
Yeah.
Well,
they're very eager to learn. Like our mission is creating world-class architects and engineers out of India. I feel like we've done a great job with the medical industry and the IT industry, and and at the same point, we struggle with finding architects and engineers to work in the U.S. So
and the codes are different, and the building construction type is different.
That's right.
And even if you bear down, and like in Florida, all we have to do is go, a mile or an hour drive north, and we'll be in Georgia, and we're going to be under different codes and different, and there'll be, and 90% of the project will have completely similar, but there's always that 10% that's going to be, small things. Like we just did a job with the team in Alabama.
Yeah.
Over last summer, and they have extra things in their ADA code that don't exist, which surprisingly don't exist in the Florida accessibility code. So, and I didn't know that, and obviously they didn't know. So, sometimes there's a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah.
And
that's probably the challenges.
It's not just a challenge with them, it's a challenge for me, because, practicing in multiple jurisdictions,
sure,
some things are okay here, not okay here.
Right. So speed is good. Speed's been great.
Speed's been tremendous. And the quality. Again, we're working with a donut franchise that's really rolling out a lot of national locations, and they have really cranked it on we're working on the renderings, because we're working in a jurisdiction that has a very heavy-handed architecture review board.
Yes.
And that's been a challenge, and also the location of our building being at the forefront of this green space walkway area. So it's it's being paid
Very
particular
visible.
attention
Yeah, it's very
by the city, leaders.
Okay, and I think I saw this rendering. It's like this whole grass walkway rendering that you were showing me the other day.
Yes, and the signage has again, because of their architectural review board requirements, has caused us some consternation to make that work.
Cool. Okay, little change of topic. I see you got your tie dyes on today.
I do.
I know I talked to you a little bit. You're a Who fan.
I am.
So give me your top 3 bands. It's a hard question.
It's a hard question. I mean, obviously, we'll go with the Who and Pink Floyd, but in the rotating third spot could be Talking Heads, Dire Straits.
Okay.
We've got there's
Right. Well,
and Bob Dylan.
I'm a Zeppelin fan by heart. That's from a long age, but Nirvana's my second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's an up and coming band called Stick Figure. They're reggae, and I think in my day and age, I'm probably about the same age you are, maybe a little older, but
or maybe a little younger. You just didn't realize.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, so that's great. So architecture, music. I guess they also have a lot of similarities. My daughter, she's an architect now. She just graduated, and she actually did her whole thesis based on music and architecture, and it's pretty cool. She went to University of Florida, like myself. Go Gators!
Yeah.
But she had.
I can't make any disparaging comments because my wife is also one of you.
Yes. And you're from where?
I went to school at Miami University.
Miami. Okay. And then where'd you get your education? No, just kidding.
The School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So great. So your firm does architecture, MEP.
Yes.
And you're doing work all over the Southeast.
Correct.
So you're primarily using the team. Is it just for renderings or?
No, they're doing a lot of they're doing production work too. Like right now, I've worked with the team this morning. We're doing a new pediatric clinic that's about 6,500 square feet. It's a ground up, brand new building.
Yeah.
And so I was working with the team and trying to develop, the floor plan we know is been fully vetted by the owner.
Yeah.
But there are some technical things such as that we always seem to run into because we are not doing the MEPs on this particular project.
Okay.
Those have already been dictated by the developer.
Okay.
And so there's been in reviewing some of their drawings with what the expectations are on the building side, there are inconsistencies that they're going to have to go. We're going to have to modify the building design.
Okay.
Because, and again, these parameters were set by others to give to us to say, we want the roof height a certain way, and we're going to have to push back and say this is just not achievable because the way that the mechanical engineer has designed it, it's not achievable.
Okay.
And
This sounds like a great job for our third-party QC team.
It could be. Well, I have been working with the team to QC.
Yeah.
The we focused mostly on the mechanical side, the ADA side, where things were where they didn't take it all the way to the finish line. They let things kind of unfinished, I would say as the best word. So there are things that we're going to pick up and correct and make code compliant. And we've walked through all of those issues and just talked about, general construction things and things that they've done on past projects and how they affect this project. We've just finished about a month ago with construction of a 18,000 square foot Goddard School early education center.
Yeah, something like that.
And so it's over. It's kind of halfway between where I live and where you live.
Yeah, I lived in Daytona.
Yeah, so it's in Nocatee, and it just got completed.
Great.
And again, parameters were set by the franchise and by the owners, and there were things that were really challenging as far as making sure the mechanical system fit in. And so
great.
we're using that lesson on this project, because a lot of these developers are trying to compress the building to the point where there's no room for a plenum ducks can't cross, and how these things, we pretty much walk through a lot of these issues and how to, at least if not how to overcome them, at least identify them before they become a greater issue.
It's very important. Yep. So communication. So you're working with this team thousands and thousands of miles away. You probably took a 24 to 30-hour flight to get here. And, so tell me, how do you communicate with the team so far away?
Well, we use WhatsApp.
Okay.
As a
that's a great tool.
It is. I honestly, one of the previous team members got me into it, and she really wanted to communicate. And probably the hardest thing is the time change.
Yeah.
Where you guys are, and sometimes it works to our advantage because you guys can be working all through the night while I sleep and I come to work, and voila, there's the work. And that's honestly, that is great. And there's, when the renderings look great and the production, the work looks great, there's nothing more satisfying than than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that is top notch. And so that's the first point of communication. We email each other back and forth. I do a lot of printouts, and then I mark things up, I scan them back in, and I give them to the team.
That's great.
To work on. And that's
it gives you time during the day.
Yeah, and it does give me time. Like if there's, situation with the rendering not being exactly right, or, it allows me to do something like that. I have the whole day to do this. It's not, it's not a pressure cooker, but, I want to get this done and out before I leave so that they come in, to the office here, they're able to do that work.
That's great. That's great. Good. So you're going to be here in India for a few more weeks now?
For one more week.
One more week. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And did you get to do any Bollywood dancing?
At the wedding, we did.
Yeah. Okay. Can you like show us some moves?
Absolutely not. No. Okay. You'll have to find the wedding video to see me embarrass myself.
Great. Well, we really appreciate having you as
well. I have to say that I the hospitality again that you and your wife have shown us have been tremendous. That the team has shown us that absolutely. I feel incredibly welcome here.
We love our clients.
I'm surprised that the next step is that they're going to give me a key to an apartment here and tell me not to go home.
That would be great. That would be great. Cool. Well, it's been great talking to you, Craig, and look forward to many more years working with you, and I'll see you back in Florida hopefully soon. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right.
Look forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.